So good evening, everybody. Today we are going to discuss about the life cycle of the Java server pages. Right now, here in the life cycle of the Java server pages, so the following list of process it involves. Right? What is the list of process here? The translation process, compilation process, loading process, instantiation process, initialization process, request process, and destroy process. So this all this process it involves. So I'll explain this process by using this particular diagram. You observe this diagram. So here you have uh, this is what you call browser, and this is what you call as a server. So in the server, you have a container. So in the container, see, here you're going to create one project here. The name of a project is demo, right? So within this demo project, you have the subfolders here, web pages and the source pages, right? Inside the web pages, you have INI folder, then first.jsp, right? Here you're going to create the first.jsp inside this web pages, right? Now, after creating the project, right? Now what happens? What happens? The request you're going to send through the client, right? In the address bar that you're going to type http://localhost 8080 demo is the name of your project, right? First.jsp is the name of the JSP file. Then what happens here? It is going to search the particular web application in the container. Then after that, you're going to find out this particular first.jsp. The first.jsp will be loaded in this particular, in the memory, right? So after loading the first.jsp, then what happens here? The parsing takes place, right? What is this parsing means? Checking the syntax errors of a tags in the JSP. That is what you call it as a parsing. See, after parsing, so it will be converted to first.jsp, right? Now the next process is the translation process. That is, now what happens? This JSP page will be translated to the particular first_jsp.java. So this is what you call it as a Java source file, or you'll call it as a servlet. See, the JSP page, what happens? It is being converted to the servlet here, right? By using this JSP translator. Now, after that, what happens, right? So the life cycle of the servlet begins, right? Now, what happens? You are going to compile this Java file, right? After compiling the Java files, what you're going to get? You're going to get first_jsp.class, right? After that, this is what you call it as a bytecode, right? Bytecode. So this particular servlet loading takes place, right? Servlet loading. After that, the servlet instantiation takes place. That is, that you're going to create an object of this servlet, right? That is JSP service method will be called, right? Then what happens? Here the servlet instantiation takes place, right? After that, the JSP init method will be called. That is _JSP init method will be called, right? So this is what you call as the initialization phase, right? After this, the j_service method will be called. So here what happens? Here one thread will be created. So here servlet is a multi-threaded program, you know that, right? So for each user request, one thread will be created. Here the thread will be created. That is, the JSP service thread will be created. Then two objects will be created here. One is the request object, another is the response object, right? Here what happens? The request object will be processed, right? Here the request object will be processed, right? And the response will be generated, right? The response will be generated and it will be given to the client, right? So, and it will display some page here. After the request and response object, right, over, then the JSP destroy method will be called. After destroying these two objects, then the JSP destroy method will be called. Then the life cycle of the JSP ends here, right? So this is about the life cycle of the JSP. Okay, thank you.